Two jars are filled with yellow and blue beads. One has 85% yellow beads and 15% blue. In the other jar, it's the other way round, so it has 85% blue and 15% yellow beads. The jars are hidden from you, and I draw a bead out from one of the jars, one at a time, always putting it back. Most turn out to be blue. Halfway through a sequence of 20 beads, I switch jars without telling you, so that now most beads are yellow. After each bead, I ask you to rate your confidence in which jar the beads are coming from, ranging from 100% sure it's the blue jar, to 0% they could be coming from either jar, to 100% sure it's the yellow jar. There is an optimal answer to how confident you should be, which is given by Bayes' rule. Of course, individuals vary in their estimates of the jars. For example, there might be differences in how a single bead of the opposite colour affects your confidence. This seems to be true in the case of schizophrenic patients. Take a look at these averaged confidence ratings, with controls in green and patients in red. The big spikes are due to beads of an opposite colour to the majority that had just come before. For example, the two blues here cause confidence to dramatically shift to the other jar. We're interested in quantifying these individual differences by modelling responses with a mathematical framework called the hierarchical Gaussian filter. Here's what it looks like, and here it is in action in MATLAB. But don't worry, it can't be deciphered in a short video. In simple terms, there are three levels corresponding to three kinds of uncertainty. The probability distributions of these levels are determined by these parameters: omega, theta, phi, m, and nu. They describe the means and variances of individual estimations of these different kinds of uncertainty. The model takes the data, combines it with its own version of Bayes' rule, and, if it's a good fit, should be estimating the parameters leading to individual differences. It's hoped that these parameters can be correlated with imaging data. In particular, it's thought that neuromodulation, such as dopamine and its receptors, might be responsible for encoding these parameters. In schizophrenia, this might lead to a more sophisticated theory of delusions. For example, elevated dopamine levels could encode a higher omega value, which leads to patients switching confidence in the jars too quickly. In psychological terms, this could manifest as hypersalience, the experience of giving too much meaning and significance to what should be mundane objects and events. This unfortunate cognitive state can result in a pervasive paranoid sense that someone might be watching you, that malevolent agents are causing the world to conspire against you. In other words, the full and disturbing symptoms of schizophrenia.